Even the people with the financial muscle to develop the best products in the market are constantly changing products. Yeah, so who are you to be so hard on yourself? The problem is we really want to start with a perfect product instead of starting with a minimum viable product, a product that works, a product that does the job, and a product that really answers the question of why you're making the product in the first place.
So, my fellow students, kalagani na kakuntopo. This, yeah, becoming CEO inaanza kunifunza a lot of businesses. So today nasikia nikitoka hapa hivi kucha zangu zitakuwa zinakaa fiti because our teacher today is just a phenomenal woman. Remember this whole year we're celebrating women, and why I call her phenomenal because she is the only producer of gel. Inaitwa gel polish. Ama nail polish. Hizi pole leo manzo utanisamehe hizi terms in the country. Like every gel polish that you use in this country or nail polish is imported. She's the only one doing it locally. Like these are the people we should be building statues for, celebrating in this country. That's why we're doing Becoming CEO. Our teacher for the day, she's called Martha. Very young lady, but so entrepreneurial. I am amazed. I can't wait for you guys to meet her. In fact, without much further ado, hi.
Hi.
What's up?
I'm good.
So how many men use your nail polish? And which one do you recommend for men?
First of all, thank you so much for the lovely introduction, and thank you for having me at Becoming CEO.
Awesome.
So what I would recommend for you is just top coat and base coat. Just clear.
Hizo ni mbili.
Eh.
The men in the room are complaining. Toxic masculinity.
Self-care muhimu.
Self-care.
Yeah, you have to take care of your nails.
Niliacha mwanaume nikuparara. Ama hiyo ilisha.
Hiyo ilisha.
Sawa. Tutajaribu after this mniombe. But let's just start from how do you manufacture this locally? Like inakanika combination ya chemistry, combination ya biology, combination ya physics na art. Like how do you do this? Like
actually you're right. All that goes into a product because you have to know what ingredients will be in the product. Are they toxic free? Are they healthy? What benefits will they have to the person who's consuming your product? So that biology is applied there. Then art, you have to know what colors to choose, what colors really complement our African rich skin. Then physics, the machinery used in making the product. So you're right, all these subjects that we did in high school, izo school kuna lala class, you have to apply them in one way or another.
Kumbe zilikuwa zikuja zitusaidie. Oh my goodness. In my head, nikipita nje any beauty shop, this is just for me ni rangi, but when you say it like that, it feels like a life calling. Like what drives you? What set you on this journey?
For me, it's a question of why. Why do I want to wake up every day, and why do I want to sleep happy? So I had to think and rethink about something that really I want to spend majority of my time happy doing, and something that I had to be passionate about. Feel those things, even when no one is paying you, you're just researching about, you want to know what the industry is doing about it. You want to know what is the consumer saying about it. You want to know everything that happens even behind the scenes. So that for me is in beauty products. I just find myself constantly researching and constantly wanting to find a way of making things better in this industry. So that's how I started with Tama. nail polish. And I started with nail polish because I'm a lover of color. And I love how women are able to express themselves with color. You know, you can be wearing a black dress today, but the different nail polish that you'll have today and tomorrow will just change the whole mood of how you feel about yourself. And to me, that's something that really just makes me happy to know that someone is able to just gain some happiness with something so small, something that makes their day. So yeah, to me,
You don't just make nail polish. You make. I'm looking for the right words. You're like a therapist, you know, for ladies. Because if I'm going to apply this nail polish as a lady and it uplifts my mood, then it's not just a nail polish. This is mine. Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
Nafikiria ni biashara tu.
No. And actually, like when women go to do their nails, you find someone has taken 2 hours. Maybe you're like, hey, kwani nini mnafanya huko? Trust me, even the time you spend choosing what color to put is a journey to make you just feel good about yourself at that particular time. So even the thing that tweaks your mind a bit to choose a color is also very therapeutic in some way, because you're like, out of all these colors, I've decided to go with this shade of this color. So it does something to you. It relaxes you. It makes you feel you're communicating something. If you don't think that way, trust me, you are, because the moment you say, okay, the nail tech maybe has finished prepping your nails, so you're like, so when they ask you what color do you want, so that thought process is something you're doing unconsciously, but it communicates a lot to yourself.
Kwanzia leo nimeacha kufikiria about nail polish as just being nail polish. There's clearly much more to it, and I think I even have a newfound respect for nail technicians. Even though mnaitanga.
Yes.
Yeah, they deserve that name because, as in, that's very deep, you know.
It is.
And just the thought that it's the one part of your body that you constantly see.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, the rest of our, you need a mirror, but your hands are always in front of you. So, wow.
Yeah, okay. You need to take care of your hands. They're not tools, so don't misuse them or don't use excessive force on them. So a lot of people neglect their fingers, and they really, they're part of your body, and you're supposed to, love them.
So were you that kid when the mom steps out, una read closet yake and you apply all the makeup in her whatever dressing table?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Then it graduated to a point where you buy the ones that are just on the streets because that's what you can afford, and they make you feel good and you want to communicate in a particular way. So that's how I started. Then in campus, of course, you're grown, you can now start to see what style you lean towards. So in that way, it's really a journey of becoming, just like your title, because you're constantly evolving, and what you like this time you might not like next time, and it's fine. Growth is fine. You might find that trends change and people change. So yes, I've been really into this journey ever since I was a little girl. I would want to say yes, I've been passionate about beauty, and I've really now answering to the call. So this to me is way more than just making nail polish. It goes way deeper. Yes.
That's I asked that because some of the CEOs, the entrepreneurs I sit next to, some of them, the calling or their job found them. But for you, it seems like something right from when you were young. Do you get... So if today you woke up and the beauty industry does not exist, what else would you do?
I would make it exist.
So for you, beauty, beginning to end, that's your calling.
If we woke up and found aliens, I'd be like, you know what, aliens, you really need nail polish.
So then, with that in mind, did you always know that you'd be an entrepreneur, or the entrepreneurship bug kind of caught onto you later Or is it something you grew up seeing in the family?
Oh, yes, I come from a very strong entrepreneurial background. And I've been surrounded by entrepreneurs. My dad is one, he's an entrepreneur. My uncles, my aunties, I see them doing the thing, and I'm just so impressed by how they decide to just do it and do it better than they did it yesterday. So, yeah, with me seeing that around me, and also, yeah, I didn't enjoy my uh, employment journey.
How long were you employed for?
Let's not even talk about that. I mean, I can still be employed, like, yeah, but it now comes with a different mindset, because when I was just thinking, oh, it's just waking up. Here's another day. I just need to go to the office and do this and finish. And, and when you even do it that way, you find days dragging and you're just not happy. So I just decided to take that leap of faith and jump into this. So I started by distributing nail polish, part of a foreign brand.
Yeah.
And what made me uncomfortable is because they suddenly announced that we do not want international distributors. So yes, so they wanted to do everything in-house. And what that meant for me is a lot of stock that I cannot sell. So I was like, okay, you know what? I have to do this on my own terms, because I really like the market and I know what the market wants. I know what's missing. I know how to make it better. I know what the consumer wants. And at the end of the day, you know what? The client is always right, you know? So when they say improve on this, do this, we want this, continue doing this, I was listening to that. Yeah, so when I decided now to jump into this, I just went in wholeheartedly. And so far, I'm here. It took me quite some time, so I was doing research and development for maybe 3 years. Your background too, you find things, you mix and match, you see, you want to observe how the polish behaves, so like when it's sunny, how does it behave? When it's cold, how does it behave? You just don't make nail polish and say, okay, sawa basi niyo unaiweka kando. No, because client will want to use it after 3 months. Yeah, so how does your product behave after 3 months? Does it sediment? Does it evaporate? Yeah, so you have to answer all those questions before you release a product.
Just by listening to you, one would be led to think that this is how you look all the time, because you're in the beauty industry, you love beauty. But from the way you're talking, you're always in the warehouse somewhere. You're not this polished.
8 to 8, Monday to Monday.
How is your day like?
Oh, yeah. So I wake up very early. I have to be out of the house maybe by latest 6:30, because I have to factor in that there are distributors waiting for their product. I just can't sleep as much as I want to. Those deliveries have to be done. Yeah, so my day really, by 6:37, I'm out of the house. So I have to head to the office. I start, of course, with some quiet time and just meditate on what the day has to offer me, because I believe every day is a gift. And I ask God every day to show me how he wants to use me in this business.
Right.
And with that, I just keep it moving. He answers so many questions that I don't have answers to. Yeah.
So you're always in a dust coat overall.
Safety shoes, dust coat. Yeah, just when ensuring everything is, done up to standards. Then after that, I have to sit now behind my computer and just see where the orders are reached, what needs to be delivered, what raw materials I need to bring in. I also have to check in with my team and see what's going on, I can't be out of touch. And if someone suggests something, I have to listen, and I have to really find out why they're saying that, and just listen to their thought process also, and see what they're saying to make something better. And you know what, more often than not, I end up implementing it. Yeah, so as a founder and CEO, you also have to listen to people around you and just hear, not just listening, you have to hear what they're saying, because they might have a different view from what you're doing. Yeah, so sometimes I have lunch, sometimes I don't. Then in the evening, I head to the gym. I love working out. So after the gym, home, relax, shower, eat.
In the course of the day, because we might prepare how your day goes like, what is the one thing that you found the most challenging in this journey of being a CEO, being a manager, being a director? You know, beauty came to you naturally, but now being a leader, that's a whole other ballgame. For you, which is your most challenging aspect when it comes to leading your company?
I think having to jump out of my skin and to consciously be aware that everything around me drastically changes, and I have to see how fast it's changing, and I have to respond to that. So
you like being in control?
I mean, yeah. So as a CEO, yeah, and I mean that's why you even decide to be a CEO, because you want to be in control of a certain product or service. So you're responding to the dynamics around you and still maintaining your values as who you are is challenging, because you see you're jumping out of your comfort zone, and being thrown into uncomfortable waters can be scary, can be doubtful, can be, I don't know, dark, but you have to pick yourself fast, because sometimes you can be asked a question. It's a very uncomfortable question, but you have to answer it on the spot, otherwise you'll lose so much. You can actually lose what all you've worked for. So for me, that's a very challenging thing that I'm still working on. Yeah.
Something I love that you just said about listening to your team and implementing what they're saying. And it's one of those things I had to learn as a team leader, that being a CEO or being a team leader, it's not about making good decisions, but it's about creating an atmosphere for your teammates to make good decisions.
Exactly.
That was like stepping back and giving them the opportunity. Yeah. Did you struggle with that?
I mean, you know, when I started, I kind of, I don't know, let me say it this way. I started by doing everything myself. So what that means is I know start to stop of whatever I ask of my team to do. So if it's a challenge, it won't be too foreign to me. So I'll be like, oh, we're still experiencing that. Maybe we try a different way of saying, and when now my team comes in, is they suggest different ways of dealing with issues, and they suggest different ways of making something better. So yes, I cannot do it myself. No. Oh yeah. So I have to listen, and I listen to everyone, trust me. So even when clients give us positive feedback, we listen. When they say we can improve on something, we listen. Yeah, so that's how we develop the product.
I always compare being in business like being in a battlefield. Like it's war 24/7. Like it's a proper battlefield, and you do develop a lot of scars as a team leader, as an entrepreneur. How do you heal your scars?
That's a good one, because for me, I like to look at where I started from. Yeah, so like even initially when you see like this bottle, if I showed you my first idea of this bottle, you wouldn't even believe it. So I went on improving on the product, and also just saying how it works. And the most encouraging thing, if you think about it, the phone you're using, it has editions.
Yes.
So you just didn't buy it. There was an edition before it and before it. Even the biggest brands, it's a big brand. And what that tells you is even the people with the financial muscle to develop the best products in the market are constantly changing products. Yeah, so who are you to be so hard on yourself? The problem is we really want to start with a perfect product instead of starting with a minimum viable product, a product that works, a product that does the job, and a product that really answers the question of why you're making the product in the first place. Yeah, so for me, that keeps me going. And of course, when people just reach out to us and they say, wow, you're doing an amazing job. I love the color that I have on. When people tag us and they're saying they're wearing this brand, I just smile. Yeah, so even when I just see my team saying, oh, this has been done right, that just makes me happy.
And you as a person, because if you're not okay, your business is not okay. So how do you heal yourself?
Yes, so I like being still. I like silence. So I do mountain climbing. I've done Mount Kenya. I've summited Mount Kilimanjaro.
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, so it's in such moments where you're just walking and thinking about yourself. Like when you walk, and you cannot see, when you turn this side, you cannot see the end, you cannot see any house, you're just seeing hills on hills on hills. And you just trust the person who created those hills, and you just place yourself in that person's future and you say, Lord, if these things are here, who am I to worry? Yeah, so I like the clarity that mountains bring, because if they can go from range to range to range, it's amazing.
I think you're the first person I've had a conversation with who said they heal by mountain climbing. It's like torturing yourself, but I totally understand. Personally, I know I've hiked Mount Kenya twice.
Nice.
Yeah, it used to be my thing, but I need to bring it back.
You should.
Yeah. But do you also get a feeling, this is me, if I can scale Mount Kenya, kuna kitu ingine inaweza nistua. Does it give you that ego boost?
Oh yeah, it does. And like I do it with a group called Troopers. And so what Troopers we believe in commitment, endurance, and discipline. So those are our 3 values. So you're committed to doing something, you maintain discipline when doing it, and endure yourself. So yeah, the endurance part of it, you're like, yeah, so if I did this, I can be able to do this. So I always say, put one foot in front of the other and see the magic you create. So this applies everywhere. If it's in business, if you're working, whatever you're doing, just give it your best shot. Yeah.
I found a deep correlation between physicality and success in business. And a lot of CEOs, a lot of entrepreneurs practice either form of martial arts, or they're very active in the gym. That's where we met. And mountain climbing. Yeah. It's the display. How do these 2 things?
I mean, yeah, it's related in a lot of ways. I cannot underscore the fact that my physical activity is reflected, because even at work, I spend so many hours standing. Sometimes I can finish working on something at 2 a.m. So how do you keep that endurance? Yeah, you have to keep it going. And once you think about your commitment to it. So the commitment is you waking up and torturing yourself every day at the gym or mountain climbing, and it's so physically painful. But you find yourself, you're actually paying money to do it.
To torture yourself. You get it, but
yeah, and then when you think about the people you've left at home, they're eating pizzas, they're Netflixing.
Round is a shit. Let's just be round and happy.
Like, oh my God, what am I doing here? By a lot of times, when I start, I'm like, wase turudini home. Tunadu. Yeah, but then you remember the commitment part of it and the endurance part of it, and you just remember the clarity that you get when doing it. It's just amazing. This a lot is found in stillness. A lot is found in silence. Yeah.
At what age did you start having this introspection, like these quiet moments? At what age did you figure this? Like, I need a moment to be still and quiet and think about my life and my journey. How old were you?
Actually, like when I was in campus, I used to work out a lot. I loved working out.
In campus? Campus, tunafaa kuwa tunakula vibaya tukikunywa pombe. Ai, surely.
My mom is watching this.
Mommy, yeah, she was working out. She was working out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then you see, after campus, a lot is going on, you know, there's this one is doing ABCD, you're required to do this ABCD, Nini. So you end up being mentally worn out.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that being mentally worn out is actually like a mind block. So you can actually get a mind. So like coming from a family of overachievers, you're like, whoa, you guys are moving too fast. I need to find myself. I need to ground myself. So yeah, when I started working on Tama, I actually, like in my office, you've been there. So
Yes.
I just go there every morning. I just used to spend 15 minutes of my day just in silence and just thinking about listening actually to my thoughts and saying, okay, so hii nimefika hapa, hii. So it graduated now to physical activity. Now from the gym, I started mountain climbing.
Were you that active in high school, primary school, sports?
No, because, and even if I wasn't getting the value out of it because you just do something and you don't know even why you're doing it. I mean, I used to do it because it's a requirement. Games day, you have to go for games, full stop. But then once you start seeing what the effects that it has on you as a person and for everyone around you, they start saying, hey, by the way, you've changed. You're now calm when you respond to situations. Yeah, because now, like, I used to, like, panic and, oh my God, this is stupid. What do I do? And, you know, it doesn't help the situation. You have to be solution-oriented. So that, to me, it brings a lot of peace and a lot of just forwardness, if I may say so. Yeah.
How was it growing up? Because this show, I keep saying it, nimeirudia mara more, but I feel like we can shape our kids' success. And for you to turn out the way you are means there are conversations maybe you had or you didn't have with your parents, or there's a way things were done in the house that you think contributed to who you are. How was it like growing up in your home? And what conversations were you having with your parents?
Oh, yeah. Now that I'm out of my parents' house, I see and I value and I respect the hard work they put in. Because I grew up in, what do you want to call it? An average home, like average schools. I got, by the way, I was above average in grades.
Some of us tunaweza jiambia hivyo, but yeah, that's awesome.
So, and my big brother is a doctor, so the pressure of performing. So my folks, they love pursuing excellence, and they made sure I have to pursue excellence in everything you do, even if it's just tidying your room, yani no excuses. And now, that's the one thing that I really value, because why didn't you do this when they ask you, and that's an excuse. So tell me something better, you know. Some might seem it's a bit harsh, but it worked for me. But also the best thing I love about how I grew up is I always knew my home, my parents created a very safe space for us. so I could share all my emotions with them. So if you've had a rough day, you can tell it to them. If you've had a beautiful day as well, you can tell them. You can tell them. And the best thing is they listen. Even till today, I mean, my dad is my colleague and he listens. So I call my mom and she listens. And even when we're talking, she listens. So that really shaped where I am today, because I knew, number one, I have so much love and I'm coming from so much love. And everything you do it with so much love as well. Yes.
Sorry, keep moving your hand. I can see the big rock. So, I've found again another correlation between running a business or running your goals and just the people that you end up with. And CG, this is me, but I feel like if you ever end up with a husband or a wife who is not into, what's the word I'm looking, who is not into, like for you, like being clear about your goals is very important. Yeah. But this, like some of the things you were looking out when you started dating, for example, I am assuming, but that rock is huge. I assumed correctly. Okay, good. Yeah, so that social life, because our businesses do tend to swallow us up. And how was it? How your social life?
I mean, yeah, it's good when you find a partner who supports you in everything you do. So like for me, it's umeamwaje, you want ABCD, kesi badaye, you know?
Right.
Like, let's do it. Let's focus our energy in this. If it doesn't work out, know when to leave. Because also knowing when to leave in situations is as important as starting situations.
Right.
Yeah, so you have to really surround yourself with supportive people. So if it's a partner, if it's the choice of friends you want to have, yes, people who are ambitious, and you know what, people who have your best interest at their heart. So when they see something about nail polish, they'll be like, oh, I think I saw someone doing something similar. What do you think about it? How can you make it better? What can we do about it? Yeah, so you really have to have someone who supports you throughout the journey. It's very important.
And someone who's on this path of enlightenment, if I may call it that. I'm sorry, but I think one of the most frustrating things, in my opinion, is you're this person who always, you have your life figured out. This is my direction. And then you have a partner who is not interested in this thing. At the end, they live for the moment. Cheesy. But
they say opposites attract, so I don't know. Maybe to some people it works for them.
For them.
Yeah. Maybe they just need that noise when
no.
there's silence.
I don't think you can go far. I hate this conversation, but I have to bring it up. But you as a woman in business, how has that been, specifically in consideration of your gender? I don't think business is a respect of gender, but unfortunately, this is the world we live in.
Yeah, so it's been a journey. I want to say, it's been a journey, full stop.
But that's a lie.
So I mean, I walk into boardrooms, and when you communicate something and they say, let me check with my wife tonight, then I'll let you know. So you ask yourself, so is she part of this board? Then why do you have to check in with her? Yeah. So if you have to check in with her, it means you need a woman sitting on this board.
Wow.
So
okay, so from that angle. Okay.
Yeah. So of course, there are moments where people feel like they need a man face to the business. But I mean, it's a beauty business. We understand we are the biggest consumers of this product. So yes, it's been challenging because sometimes you're belittled in some ways. I mean, sometimes I've had to walk into boardrooms with my dad simply because they just need a male figure there to talk numbers, I guess. I'm the one who knows the numbers, so he'll just come along and he'll offer me the support. But I'm glad now that we're having this conversation, because even when you look at it, more women are taking leadership roles. But yeah, with COVID, that number has gone down. So it's now we're back to men taking leadership roles, because women had to go back home and take care of kids who are not in school. So it had a ripple effect. They had to look for other side hustles. COVID has really affected women who were in employment, women who were also self-employed. So we're doing something about it. I mean, like, as Tama, when someone reaches out to us and say, business was hit by COVID and I'm not able to go back, we support them with benefits, with free products. We just send them some products and we're like, you know what, start. Even if it's by house calls, by doing it mobile, you just start. So yes, it's a conversation that we cannot keep quiet about. And even as you ask the questions, we also need to ask what we are doing about it. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that, and just creating a space for women entrepreneurs. I strongly believe there's that women have this, we call it the sixth sense.
Oh yeah, we do.
And because of that, you guys make like some of the best leaders, because you lead with emotion. For me, we are going this way. Emotions kind of, let's go this way. But for you guys, you're able to think. And I think we need more women in leadership roles. Nadanganyana.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree. That's true, because we are able to make decisions out of, yes, you've said emotions. So empathy also plays a role when making decisions. You just don't make, yes, it's good to make the financial decision and just looking at your costs and the profits and losses, but there's more to it in a business other than numbers.
And they look trivial, but with these guys, the gentleman that I hear, manze saa zingine switch up a job, then my producer will be, it's 5, we've not eaten. Oh yeah. And for ladies, you're able to, you have that thought, you're like, these guys are not robots.
They need to eat, they need to rest.
One track minded. So your products, where can I get them?
Okay, so you can order Tama on our Instagram social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tama_official. We also have our website, www.tharma.co.ke, and at select Good Life Pharmacy branches. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
You even have a supply chain. Where are you going? Where's Tama going? Where's Martha going? In 10 years' time, when I have to go through a team of lawyers and PAs to get you to sit here, where will you be?
Of course, I want to increase footprint of Tama in Africa and eventually the world. And that's a very good question, because when I started Tama, I started with the end in mind. So I know where I end up. I want to end up.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm working towards that. So I know eventually where this brand will be, and knowing when to leave is very important in business, in life, in relationships. Knowing when to leave is very important. So for me, I know what time, it will reach, and I'll be like, you know what, I gave it my best shot, and it's time to hand it over to someone else. So in 10 years, I'm working towards, having it, having other shareholders on board. Yeah.
That is very powerful, what you just said, like starting when you already have an end game.
Yes.
Because that's a true north. So for you, it's very hard to get distracted along the way.
Oh,
You already
yeah.
know where you're headed.
Oh yeah, I mean, you get calls as a CEO and founder, you get calls of people wanting to invest in your brand, but when you ask what vision they have for it, they want to twist and twerk it in a way that in 3 years that brand won't be there.
Yeah.
It will have diversified so much, and that would make me so sad. Yeah, because I've seen this baby crawl, walk, and now I want it to fly. So you have to start with the end in mind, because even when you have the end in mind, it keeps you focused, it keeps you grounded. You even know who to have on board, because you know how best they will fit your vision. You know how best they will help you move towards your goals and objectives. So you even get to understand your consumer better, because you know in 10 years the dynamics will have changed in this way, because you're observing patterns.
Yes.
And you work towards those patterns.
Students, if you take nothing away from this class, please, that start with an end game already in mind.
Yes.
It's very powerful. That gives you it's your compass, true north.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a mantra that you live with, something that you sign over there hapo chini kwa email, you sign out with, something that you remind yourself every morning? Or
before COVID, it was do it anyway.
Yeah.
Then COVID happened.
Yeah.
Then I had to ask myself, what is this I'm doing anyway? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good, because that mantra helped me be fearless. Because sometimes, you know, when you're starting a new brand, you're so full of doubts. You're so fearful.
Right.
Then you look at these big brands, you're trying to compete with them. They've been in existence for over 50 years. They're well established. You're just an indie mixing things kwa kabakuli.
Yeah.
Na unasema unaenda kuzia watu. And of course, yeah, so that helped me, because I had to do it anyway, because I knew I was answering to a call. So now is just put one foot in front of the other and see the magic that you're creating.
I think COVID imetufunza hivyo. One day at a time. COVID. Well.
Every day you just do your best, and you will see what happens. Yeah, no one even has to tell you. You just put your head down, work, and you'll just see.
Okay. I'll take that. But I think pre-COVID, everyone, had those big dreams, visions. Then COVID happened, and you're like, hey, wait, this life, by the way, we're taking it far too seriously.
Yeah.
Just a day at a time. A day at a time.
Oh, yes. And it also made me realize that we're really living on borrowed time. Yes. So what makes you satisfied at the end of the day? So if you're feeling like you're not maximizing on your potential, ask yourself why, and constantly work towards making yourself realize that you're actually giving something its best shot. Yeah, if you were asked to do it again today, you would still do the same thing. Yeah.
Sorry, this had escaped me, but thank God mekumbuka. The one constant thing that we struggle with as entrepreneurs in this country, in Africa generally, is capital. I don't know, how has your journey been on that front, like, getting capital and stuff like that? Jumimi, in this country, and convincing someone to give you a loan.
I know, I mean, it's so hard, and especially like we don't have a venture capitalist industry per se.
Yes.
And even for startups, the terms are too strict. They are almost asking you for your liver and your kidney.
Yeah, it's okay, it's their money.
Yeah. So that also used to create a lot of like blockers in my journey. But you know what? I realized take it slow.
Okay.
Work with what you have. So for me, I just work with what I have. The little shilling that I have right now, I value it, that 1 shilling, and I know it's going to work for me today to make me 2 more tomorrow. So I started very small, by the way.
Okay.
Like you can see, I started by being a distributor. So I ordered a very small quantity.
Yeah.
And by that, I grew. Yes, I cannot underscore the fact that growth has to be there. So you just start small and start within your means. Yeah, so if you can get help, please do. Yeah, if there's someone who can give you a boost, please ask them. Yeah, if it's going to make your journey faster, yeah, take any help you can, but be careful of the fine print, the terms and the conditions.
Yeah, and in this country, it's as if the lenders don't realize that, manze, if it's capital for a business, capital needs to be patient. Yeah, in this country, you take a loan, they want it next month. Ni business gani imerudisha do in a month, you know. But it is what it is. We have to, figure it out our own way. The other thing that as an entrepreneur, sijui kama umekuwa na challenge, hii busy imeanza kukulipa. Juu mimi bado najiuliza biashara.
Far from it.
Biashara itaanza kunilipa mwaka gani?
Far from it. Yeah. I imagine I'm still investing. Yeah. Far, like, by this thing, I think it's going to be for another generation, not me. Far from it. I mean, I'm still, investing in machinery and equipment. Yes. I'm still investing in quality raw materials, and I actually want to cut the supply chain as much as I can. So I also want to start doing even the raw materials. What I can. Yes, I would love to start doing it. Even packaging, why not, Yeah, so I know when you're starting a business, everybody tells you, come up with a business plan, do financial projections, get to know who your customer is. I mean, all those are good because you get to understand the business. But vile wanasemanga kwa ground vitu ni different. Na ni different sana because those projections, they're usually way off. Your time ulikuwa umepatia, hata unaangalia uko satfanyaje. But you just continue working. So, to answer your question, bado unangojea wewe uko hapo nje by the wacha kutumia Martha message ukikopa tafadhali. Please understand your entrepreneur friends. Wait, tumesota. We're still building our businesses. We're still scaling up. That's sorry, I don't know how to bring this up, but I love the car that you're driving. Wewe yani, you bought a car with business in mind. She drives a car that ni ya biashara. I mean, this is even what you go with to functions and social life. Because it does the job. So
konga tuna carton zako hapo nyuma. I love that.
I mean, like with COVID, we saw what Corona Market did along the roads. And people really got shamed for trying to make an honest living. People were like, why are you selling tomatoes at the boot of a Prado? And, that's shaming someone for trying to make an honest living. So to me, whatever puts food on your table, you can't shame someone else for doing it differently. So I love what works for me. And I love the functionality of it. So I just fold my chairs and put stock and do my deliveries.
Minivan works perfectly. As in, for me, why I bring this up is just for the younger people watching this and people who are coming up. Just the reality on the ground. Like, this is the entrepreneurial journey. You don't start a business and tomorrow you're driving a big Mercedes. No. My friend, kama ni biashara yako unakufa nayo, unatembeanga nayo kwa mgongo.
It's true. And just because you have a team doesn't mean you won't do something because you have a team. So if you have a team and person A does ABCD. You can't say I won't do this because I'm employing this person to do this. You have to see the fastest way of responding to a need. So I just can't say, oh, I won't do it because I have someone to do deliveries in the office. What am I saying, you know? You just you just do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it helps you understand the journey, because when someone like even tries to steal from you, you'll notice it very fast. Because you're part of the journey. You've seen how you've grown yourself, so you would be able to pinpoint a loophole in your whole chain. Yes. So you know what works at this time of the day. So even when numbers don't make sense, you will pick it very fast, and you'll be the first person to notice it, because you're involved in the journey. You are the journey, actually, you yourself. So if someone removes you, I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because does it mean that things can't run when you're not there? They do. You leave instructions and things run. So yeah, it's good to know.
Am I allowed to ask how old you are? We can skip it. But
no, I'm 29 years old. I'm turning 30 this year.
Why I ask?
Big 30.
Third floor. Karibu sana. Why I ask your age is right now I'm just amazed by how young people like yourself are doing such amazing things, and just for you to be an example to other young ladies out there who are starting out. Aki, us when we were coming up, by the way, all the CEOs were our fathers. There were people in their 40s, 50s, people running their companies. But now just to find a lady who's still in her 20s, manufacturing nail polish and gel polish locally, that's just talk to that young girl.
Now when you that's putting me on the spot.
You know, especially for men, I have the saying, a man is made a man amongst men. A man is made a man amongst men. Yeah, that is a tongue twister. But also from experience, I've seen that you build strong ladies by the strong women around that young girl. And for you right now, where you are, there are a lot of young ladies looking up to you. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's pressure, but don't about it. It's there.
Oh yeah, yes, we've seen a lot of older female entrepreneurs doing their thing and doing their thing unapologetically. They did their thing when there was discrimination against women, and they were still successful. You know, they got all slurs thrown at them. You know, we even look at our female politicians, and you see the sexism that goes towards the work they do. It's actually sometimes they even do a tougher job than the men, but they go through so much slack for just being women. So I would want to tell you to stick to your authentic self. Know what works for you, what doesn't. Also get to know what you believe in, because if you don't have something you believe in, you will just hear everything and you will believe that, and it will throw you off your journey. So have values, have things that ground you, and know when to say yes and when to say no, because it's not everything you respond to. Yeah.
And no is an answer.
No is a complete answer as well. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Guys, I hope you've learned from our teacher today.
Thank you. Yeah. When you learn, you teach. When you get, you give. When you learn, you teach. When you get, you give.
Tweet that very fast. It will make you trend. I know you as an introvert, and you know, just because right now where we are in society, for you to build your brand, you have to be out there because of social media and all that, you know, and content marketing is the new frontier when it comes to marketing your brand. Yeah, so how uncomfortable are you getting yourself to be out there?
Well, I'm still learning, by the way. I'm learning how For the brand, it has its own separate pages. So I really don't feel the pressure of social media because it's a brand by itself. So it has to run by itself, whether I'm there or not. So we actually, on our pages, we love celebrating nail technicians. So every day we post their work and just say, you nailed it, and everyone has nailed it, and you're doing a good job.
Yeah, that's
So like, but for me myself, I'm still learning. And the best thing is nowadays there are ways of putting content out there without it being yourself. So there are many ways of communicating. I feel so, but I try. If I see something that I really like, I post. If I'm somewhere that I really love, I also post. If I have an idea, I will post it. If I'm encouraging someone, I will send a DM to them and I'll be like, hey, I've seen your good job. And actually, by the way, you know what? A lot of people have reached out to me that way. Like, and across the world, they're like, oh my God, I've seen this about you. Continue doing the good job. So I also extend the same to other people. Wow. Yeah, so it's good to see the positive impact that social media has in business and even in personal lives.
Amazing. Class, that was our class today and our teacher. Thank you very much, Martha.
Thank you for having me.
For leo umedrop dust coats kaglama for us. Thank you. We don't take it for granted. Yeah, I will try the nail polish after the cameras have gone off. Because bado nataka ku-maintain mini gangster points zangu. If you take nothing away from this conversation, just to try and sum it up, start your business or your journey with an end game in mind. Have time for yourself. Be still. For her, she does mountain climbing. You find the mountain that you have to climb. Your mountain.
Join us at Troopers. What to join Troopers?
Okay. Join them. And just do it anyway.
Yeah.
I still like it.
You do?
Yeah. Do it anyway. Yeah. Okay. What's the worst that?
I mean.
We're still at Kayana. It's a beautiful space for women entrepreneurs, circle of women, business women in this country. And like right now where we are, you can do your podcast. It's soundproof. It's amazing. It's a place for women by women. It's an amazing space. And thank you, Kayana. Thank you. I am not a woman, but you guys were kind enough. Thank you. Right.